You're up, Commissioner.
All right, Bannock County Commissioners are back in session, and we are kicking off the budget season with Chantel.
Yes.
Chantel, who do you represent today, and go for it.
Yes, the Board of Community Guardians. Tina sends her apologies for being unable to attend today, and so I am here representing the Board of Community Guardians. The information that I have, I did send over with to Christy, and so hopefully you have that there before you. I'm not sure if you have questions for me, if you just want to go, if you want me to go through and share with you what the Board of Community Guardians does. Currently we have 8 board members serving 18 protected people here in our community. I have provided for you, or through Christy, our current budget sheet, or I should say how much we have in our bank account at this time. And we're just keeping our ask at the exact same amount that we asked for last year in order to continue to support the board in regards to any expenses that does come to the board in regards to court-appointed visitors, as well as providing any lunch for the volunteers that do attend our board meeting.
Did they send you because they knew we couldn't tell you no?
I don't think they do.
Well, all you gotta do is attend one of their meetings. But it's a board that takes care of people voluntarily, and they get a lunch once a month.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
the criteria.
And they do put in a lot of work.
They do.
What do we give a year?
$2,500.
$2,500.
Yeah.
So,
That is a thankless job, and those people that are willing to serve on that board,
Yeah.
having been there and been a guardian, not of somebody like that, but a guardian of somebody that can't take care of themselves, and seeing the needs through assisted living or whatever it is, what a marvelous service.
Yeah.
So how many new ones do you get a year?
So we're currently reviewing an application at this time that will be brought before the board. And so there for a period of time, we did put our review of applications on hold, simply to get our board organized, to review policies and procedures. We went through a pretty big turnover there for quite a while in regards to board members, leadership, a lot of those things to get organized. So we haven't accepted a new protected person for a while. However, we are currently reviewing an application at this time. We do have 18. As I went through and reviewed the roster, or I don't know if that's the appropriate term, but the roster of protected people that they've had over the past 5 years, the highest that they've had has been 23 protected people that they have been guardians over. And I think another thing that they have taken into consideration of taking new protected people on is the capacity of the board. So we have had quite a few referrals. However, we haven't been able to accept them because each of the volunteers have been at full capacity with the protected people that they currently have.
Well, appreciate all you guys do.
Yeah.
Very much.
I read in that they have to be an adult.
Yes.
What do you classify as adult? Because, I mean, some of them, their mind is much less than an adult.
Yeah.
But is it 18? Is that what
Yes.
you?
They have to be age 18 in order to be considered according to Idaho code for the Board of Community Guardians.
Okay. Because I know some of the people that, you know, can be an adult, but they're probably at a 8th grade or 8-year-old capacity or whatever. So you don't look at the capacity age, just the actual
Age.
years.
Okay, anything else?
no.
I know where you're at, so
Yeah,
that's an easy one.
Wonderful. So
Okay, we'll let you know.
too bad
Okay.
we can't do a lot more, but I think the help that you're providing through the volunteers, thank goodness they're volunteers.
Yeah. Yeah, they do put in a lot of work.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
So, and thank them,
I
you know,
absolutely will.
thank them for what they're doing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You bet.
Leslie, if you're ready.
Yes, I'm ready.
How's CASA today?
Good.
Good? All
We're
right.
here. We're great.
Go ahead and state your name for the record.
All right. I'm Leslie Shy. I'm the Executive Director of the 6th Judicial District CASA program. I guess just to kind of give you a quick overview of what I sent you guys earlier through Christy. Our job is to provide a court-appointed volunteer advocate for every child that enters the child protection court system. They enter at 0 through 18, but for the last couple of years, we have also been serving the kids in extended foster care, so we've served them all the way up to age 21. We have had, this is actually not quite accurate anymore because we've taken 15 more kids in since I sent this letter out to you guys, so, and 14 of them were from Bannock County. So we're up to now, add 14 to that, 350 or 41 kiddos is where we're at right now. And we still have about a month left in our fiscal year. So I anticipate we were at 357 last year, I think. So we're going to be right where we were last year, or maybe even a little bit above where we were at. In terms of success, our way to measure success is getting kids to permanency. And when I went back and looked at our numbers from last year, 91% of our kids achieved some kind of permanency, that the kids that left our program. So that was either being reunified home, being adopted, or going into a guardianship. The 9% that weren't, for the most part, were kids that turned 18 and entered that extended foster care system. So for us, we feel like we're doing a pretty good job getting the kiddos where we would like for them to be. We were sort of hoping to see a little bit of decrease. This is not a business we want to grow. We don't want to see more kids in care. And we've been hoping with the work that the state's been doing toward prevention that we would be seeing fewer kids, but that's not the case. We're seeing just as many as we ever have. So to sort of offset that, we've actually added a full-time supervisor position here in Bannock County, and we've increased our Caribou County, Southern County supervisor from part-time to full-time. That both gives us a few more hours as a staff to take cases if we don't have a volunteer available, and it gives us fewer volunteers per supervisor, and the hope is that we can retain them a little bit better and really give them the one-on-one kind of assistance that they need from our staff. So we have seen that growth, and so because of that, that has increased our payroll expenses. So we have to make sure we have at least 1 year set aside as a rainy day in case we were to get no funding. We need to at least have 1 year's worth of operating costs set aside, so we do have that. And then we do have a few big expenses that have not cleared from our fiscal year yet. Our audit is probably about $10,000, and we have not gotten the bill for that yet. That'll come out this fiscal year. We had to replace some really old office furniture. That has not come out yet. We've paid for it, but the check hasn't cleared. So there's, we've still got quite a few expenses to come out of our budget for this year. And we did have some salary savings because we've been short a staff position, but those salary savings will help us bulk up that reserve fund, since we need to increase that a little bit because of the new positions that we have. So if you guys have any questions for me.
What do you ask from the other counties that you serve?
So we ask, I can't remember the exact amount from each county. The next one down is Power County. We ask for about $8,000 from them. And then it's either $2,500 or $3,000 from our southern counties. When you look at our total number of cases being 326 and 254 of those were from Bannock County, we definitely have the biggest need here in Bannock County. And so we tend to ask you guys for the most. I think we get $43,000 total from our counties, I think, when you add all 6 of them together.
It says 46.5 here.
Oh, 46, okay, so I must have missed one in my
Yeah, so we're
brain.
just a little over half at 25,000.
Okay. And then your staffing, you said you added two positions?
Yeah, so we actually increased one of our part-time volunteer supervisors In our southern counties, we increased her to full-time. And then in Bannock County, we increased a part-time to a full-time. So now we have 2 part-time and a full-time supervisor. National CASA limits the amount of volunteers that they can supervise. And so the more volunteers we get, the better, but also we have to have the staffing to support them in the way they need to be supported. And just seeing the continued need here, we thought that that was a wise decision. We actually asked for that position from the state, I think back in 2021, and just got the funding this last year. And it's not a complete funding, it's close, but it's not everything we need to fund that position, so.
So in your reserves, basically you have a year's worth of wages?
Yeah, well, all the operating expenses,
expenses,
yeah, so we have
okay.
that year's, and I think our budget's now up over 500,000, so that's what most of that is coming from staff costs, and so we have that much set aside. So it looks like we're sitting on a lot of money, but that's just a year's of that would pretty much wipe out what we've got in reserves. We have been trying to be good stewards with our money. We've done a few things with our CDs and our savings accounts and stuff, and we've been able to get a little bit more interest income. So we've been trying to be creative in problem solving. And I know our grant monies are going to be down. Our United Way grant was down this year. We're expecting to see our all the nonprofits, I think, are struggling to get funding, and so we've been trying to figure out other ways that we can kind of make sure that we have enough to continue operating.
That was my question about your grants. So is the bulk of your grants through United Way?
No, United Way is just one grant that we
Just
get. We actually have several grants. Probably our biggest, most important one comes through the Supreme Court. So they do fund our programs, but we have to grant for that. So every year, I have to write again for the money that I need for the next year, and then we have to show progress on that all year long. And they sort of serve as our grant overseer here in the state. So that's probably our biggest grant, but then we also get grants from the United Way, from the Taco Bell Foundation. They actually gave us a very large grant last year, but we use a good portion of that to pay for educational costs for children. So we help them buy supplies they might need for school. Kids that are getting ready to graduate might need a computer for college. So we use a lot of those funds for that sort of thing. Also paying for extracurricular activities for kids. Foster parents can't always pay those right away anyway. The state eventually kicks in, but we like to cover a month or 2 of those while the transition's happening so the kids don't have to withdraw from those activities. So a lot of that Taco Bell grant goes to that sort of thing. The Community Foundation, Taco Bell, Walmart's given us a grant. This past year, we got a grant this past year from the TJ Maxx Foundation. Basically, if I see a grant and it covers needs of children in our community, I'll apply for it. So we've been very fortunate over the last year to get quite a bit of grant funding, but I don't anticipate that grant funding necessarily being there every year. It's hit or miss.
Okay. How's your board?
Our board's great. It's full. We have lots of folks on our board. Tony Manu is on our board, the sheriff. The prosecutor was on our board until we had the election, and now we have somebody from the city legal department that's in there. And we have a couple of just community members. We have a healthcare provider. Joyce Blansett from Citizens Community Bank is our chair. We have a police department. One of the lieutenants from the police department, Zach Barchi, is our treasurer. Business owner Spencer Ward is our vice chair of our board. And Shantae Bloxham from United Way is our secretary. And then we have some representation from our southern counties as well on our board. And they meet once a month, and they're great folks. They do a great job of supporting us. And we do fundraising as well. We brought back one of our fundraisers this year that we'd had to cancel last year, and that was our Guns and Hoses chili cook-off, cops versus firefighters. It's a really fun night. Firefighters won again this year, so that was kind of fun. And then we have a golf tournament in August that we've been working on. So we do also do fundraising and things as well. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, any further questions, comments?
Thank you.
Thank you for all
All right,
you do.
thank you guys so much.
We'll
We
let you know what we
appreciate
decide.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
great day, you guys.
You too.
You too.
That is a fun golf tournament.
Is it?
Yeah. You ever golf in that one? It's a scramble out at first week in August out in Country Club.
Mhm.
So they're always full. I mean, it has a full
Lava folks,
capacity.
come on up.
30, 60.
We're ahead of schedule. So let's see, we got
Have you got more people coming?
the American Legion first and then the Senior Center. So
Okay.
whoever wants to take charge.
Oh, thank you, sir.
I thought you were going to push me clear over there. You want to introduce yourself?
My name's Lynn Stewart. I'm the commander for our Post 88 of the American Legion in Lava Hot Springs. I'd like to introduce Lori Lowe. She's our adjutant. She keeps track of all of our resources right down to the penny. And she has a presentation for you.
Well, yeah. I'm going to assume that you guys got our letter. Do you want me to go
Nope, we've
over
got-
any of those points or
got it.
anything? We really appreciate all the money that you guys have given us over the years and this year. We're not asking for any kind of a increase, but we would like to maintain what you have been giving us, which is $1,200 a year. It helps us with our programs and to help sponsor between the Boy Scouts and other things that we're able to do. We do some fundraisers ourselves, mainly pancake and waffle breakfasts. And I think that's about it. I don't know if you have any questions for either one of us.
How many scouts are in the Troop 88 that you sponsor?
Right now, there's 8, and they're hoping to keep building that up. The word is just starting to get out that there actually is still a Boy Scout troop, and they're also trying to start a girls troop also. Takes a lot of volunteers. Things people just don't want to do anymore, so.
True.
So you have here Lava Senior Center donation.
Yes, we do donate to the Lava seniors because they allow us to, I don't want to say donate, it's more of a sponsor because they allow us to do our pancake breakfast in that building. They allow us to have our meetings in that building with no charge,
Okay.
our monthly meetings.
And the reason, and I'm asking this of all our groups, if we give money to somebody, and then you give money to the same people that we give money to,
Right,
there's a double dipping that I just want to make sure what the funds
Why
are being
we're doing
kind of utilized as, basically rent
right,
type
exactly.
situation.
Yes,
And it
yeah,
makes it a lot easier for me, but
sure.
if we're all giving to the same people, there's only so much money in the coffer.
I understand totally. so
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Tim?
How's Lynn?
Good.
Is the power company running without you?
Well, I think they're managing just fine.
Well, I would imagine you're running the Legion as well as you run with the power company, so.
Well, I'm proud to be a member of the Legion. I really am. They do a good service for the whole community and the area.
I do.
So I'm pleased to be there.
Are you having any trouble recruiting new members?
Yes.
I'm about the youngest one.
Unfortunately, that's hard.
It is.
It's hard to get volunteers, but let alone, again, with what you're doing. I applaud your efforts and what you're doing. Enjoy seeing you and what you do.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
That's mine.
Yeah,
Okay.
very good information. Appreciate
Thank
all
you.
your diligence in doing that.
Thanks for coming in today. Appreciate it.
We'd like to thank you for the support that you've given us over the years. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Senior Center.
I'm just going to stay right
I
here.
figured you would.
And if you
wore
got-
his uniform, but she said, I have too many uniforms to wear.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, and if you want to talk ambulance too, I can do that.
We might.
Okay.
So I'm Martha Faye Freimeyer. I'm the chairman of the board for Senior Center. And this is Lori Lowe, you know well. She's our financial administrator. There you go. Our director couldn't be here today because she had family obligations.
Okay.
So, what would you like us to tell you? You have our report.
We got your report. So how did you end up almost doubling your meals?
Hard work.
served?
Hard work. We have made it a very definite goal to reach our community. And that's, we have plans to reach even more. As you saw, that we do have plans for growth. We are not just we're not just a senior center, we're also trying to reach the community for their health, not just their nutrition, but their mental health. Coming together is so good for mental health, and we also support our fitness center so for their physical health. So we've really worked hard to raise the awareness of what we have and what we do, and we have plans.
We do.
To reach further into the county. We go as far as McCammon now to deliver meals further than McCammon.
Yes, we go out a little bit into Aramo and Robin. We would like to go farther since the Downey Senior Center has closed. And we know that
We do know need there.
that there's a lot of need there. So we would like to be able to expand even farther into Marsh Valley. We're tentatively putting out feelers to see if there would be someone. We would still do all the cooking and everything, and then maybe find someone that would be willing to meet us, possibly in Aramo, to pick up the meals. We just have to be able to make sure things stay at temperature and those kinds of things, transporting. But we do have good cooler heaters, so we would like to do that if possible. So
about how many people do you serve?
Totally?
I see the number of meals, but I missed the actual people.
So home deliveries.
home deliveries, it depends on the day. We deliver right now anywhere from 20 to 25, 26 per day. We have some people that only take the meal once a week, some people that say they're vegetarians and so they only take
certain meals.
We'll take only certain meals and stuff. And then in-house, we serve anywhere from, 10 to 25
20,
people
yeah.
a day.
You're just serving lunch in-house, or you're doing?
Yes.
Serving lunch in-house.
In-house also, which is what CCOG prefers if we can, just to get people
Right.
out of their homes and getting their, what word am I trying to think of?
Their mental health.
Mental health, yeah.
Yeah.
Getting them communicating with other people. So
How many days a week do you do in-house?
we do it 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays right now.
And home deliver the same, except there are some days that we deliver extra meals so that they don't, if their needs require, we'll deliver extra meals on a Wednesday, so they still have one Thursday. And
Right. If they qualify,
If they qualify.
we send out a frozen meal with their hot meal that day.
So what do you do with the extra food? I mean, you go 10 one day and 25 the next day. How
Right.
do you adjust?
And so,
That's
I
pretty
have been-
challenging.
Yeah, I have been cooking a lot lately. We've been kind of having a little problem with cooks, but with the extra food, we do freeze up meals.
Mm.
And so when we have to send out, say, we'll have somebody that qualifies for more than just the 3 days a week, then we send out a frozen meal
Okay.
also. So to give them a little more variety instead of,
and on a holiday like yesterday,
Right.
Friday, we sent out frozen meals so they would have one on Monday.
so,
Very little goes to waste.
yeah.
And our cook people are so good at keeping the cost, making it in-house. Like, we don't buy pie crust, we make it. We don't buy this, we make it. And that really does save us money.
You talk about expanding. How many people do you think you could expand to serve if you went further down into the Downey area?
Do you mean how many do we think we could physically, or how many do we anticipate?
You're looking to expand.
Correct.
How many
So
people would
what-
we find?
What would you find,
What we
expect
would-
to find, or?
I'm going to be honest with you, I really don't know. I don't know how many people the Downey Senior Center, when it was operational, how many they were serving. And
But we have heard from people in the area, 2 or 3 that we've heard of that would like something, if we can get that far.
if we can
It's just a matter
start,
of
getting started, and that's when,
finding
yeah.
and making the plan, and then affording the extra gas and the extra time of our person to deliver, and those kinds of things. So, which brings up.
Yeah.
You've talked a lot about the meals. With what you're doing, what do you think is your biggest trophy on the wall?
Our
What
biggest,
are you the most proud of what you accomplish on a yearly basis?
well, this year, definitely almost doubling our meals.
Okay.
We're starting to reach more people. They're being more aware that we're there and the services that we offer. Our fitness center that we oversee also has really skyrocketed. We got a red light therapy machine, and people just went, whoa, that's what we
So
wanted.
we doubled
really-
almost doubled
Yeah,
the
our-
participation in that.
in that.
Because it's so far to go to a gym,
Yeah.
you know.
I think just over the last couple of years, we've made that center more welcoming. People want to come there. I don't know.
You don't have Bob McKee in there playing his music anymore.
No.
But we have
do
bingo on
not.
Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah. And we have Dave Grosso, who comes and plays the piano for us occasionally, and Rory Simons comes in and plays his mandolin. So the month of March, we had Music Monday, so we had a variety of different
Musicians
local,
on Mondays.
Yeah,
musicians that came in.
You've got a great program, but sometimes I don't think the message gets out there enough.
And that's one of our
Right.
goals, as you
Yeah.
see, to increase our social media and contact clients and increase our activities. We have a planned,
20.
We have-
14.5.
we have
Sorry.
planned field trips every month, every month this summer. So,
Just, yeah.
just a
and
lot of more activities.
One thing we would like to do is we've contacted a developer to make us flyers, not flyers, but postcards that are about this large.
Like
Just-
campaign flyers. right?
Yeah, to send out to people inside Lava know about us, but a lot of the outlying areas don't. And even in the McCammon area, which we service, a lot of the outlying areas there don't know that we're even there or what we do offer. And so we're trying to get the word out more. You would think with nowadays social media and everything it'd be easy, but it's
But a lot of our age
not.
don't
No.
do that.
Now that demographic, so I remember my mom and dad relying on the meals, and they would be enough that they actually could get 2, if not 3 days out of that. So if they'd got 2 deliveries a week, that actually pretty well took care of them. It was
A
it
woman-
was great for them.
If I could say, a woman came in the other day from McCammon who said, I thought I'd just stop by and see because it would be good. And she took some meals home. She's caring for her husband with Parkinson's. And she said, he's still able to motivate and get around and stuff. I said, and when the day comes that he can't, we'll deliver your meals. That was such a relief. You know.
So, yeah.
So I would invite, I noticed you with some of your, I would especially the city of Ingham and Lava, or McCammon, Maybe that
we
just
have.
We
get
have.
a little bit of money from them, they could help promote you down in that
They have
area
put
there
in-
too. So,
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
if you could get a little money out of them, they buy into it as well
Right.
too. But, because those people need it. I mean.
And they have
the
put in our
seniors-
information in their mail outs, their flyers, in McCammon.
And there are flyers hanging in the post office and at City Hall. But but a lot of the people we're trying to reach can't get out of their homes anymore. And so how do you reach them?
Have you got an advocate for you in those communities that could be your go-to person?
Carlene Hall is huge.
Besides the mayor?
Yeah, and
I mean,
Cassidy Tillotson.
I
yeah.
just wondered if you have one of those advocates for you in each one of those communities, then people could,
That might be.
they know those people, they could call them, they could answer for you. I would encourage you to get somebody from each community to represent you down there, and you'll get a lot better mileage down there.
Yeah, might even contact the bishops and see if they have someone that
Yeah,
would suggest
there's got to be
somebody.
some community people who have a parent or is one of us older folks
Yeah,
that could be somebody that could really help you down there, I think.
yeah, it's hard reaching people some
Yeah,
days, so.
We found
yeah.
that in the country, in the backwoods, communication
Careful.
is the hardest piece.
Yeah.
Yes.
The hardest piece.
I'll have our public information officer reach out to you, and we can send out a couple posts on your behalf.
Oh,
to
that
That
help
would
would
be
be great,
wonderful.
thank
spread the
you.
word. We have a fairly decent following, and maybe that can help.
That would be
help you out that
great,
way.
thank you, appreciate that.
So last year you asked for 14.5? Is that, that's
Yes,
what
that's
Jason
what
tells
we've,
us?
yes, that's what we've been getting pretty consistently for
Many
10?
years.
how many years?
It's been many.
Many,
I
many.
only have in my book the past 3, but
Well, I
Yeah,
know it's
that's
for
what
many,
it's been.
many
It's been
years.
a long time.
or
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so if you do have, we would, appreciate any kind of an increase. Everything's gone up.
Our gas prices for deliveries and
We-
food and things.
Things that we're having, that, we try to keep our meal costs below $3 a meal. So we're trying to do as much as we can on our end, but it's still,
We have wonderful people who can pinch pennies,
yes,
and very creative in how they approach problems.
we try.
But
Those
an
people-
additional,
Those people have been doing that a long time.
yes.
People are helping, yeah, that generation is
Yeah.
wonderful at making things last.
And we have volunteers who
Oh,
volunteer their time and their finances. It's just that we would really appreciate any
if there's
if
any
there's
increase.
Any increase.
Because we would like to.
Because we'd like to
expand
take care of
further.
more of the county.
Well, that's kind of where I was going with, what's keeping you from going south, or what do you
Right.
find?
Yeah, maybe reach out to those cities.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, well, we're at day one of budget season, so
Okay.
Great,
we'll keep
thank
you
you.
posted.
All right,
Appreciate it.
thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you. Fine.
Thanks. Looks like you guys have another break.